Right. How much would you charge for something like that?
We would just have to figure out what the marketplace would tell us, right? So we got to see exactly what we could get for a down payment and what we would get for monthly, but you wouldn't charge it. I mean, we wouldn't charge you anything. We would charge the person buying the house from us. You see what I mean? So regardless, you would need at least 220 to wipe out that loan.
Then I wouldn't have to pull money out of my pocket.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Well,
that's what that's kind of, I can't see. Like, the house 2 doors down sold for like 500,000 2 days ago or whatever. It's selling, and they had an open house this weekend, and the place was just crawling with people. So maybe there's something to do with it being on the water, but I'm not going to let it go for nothing, because how do you get this in Rentham for $150,000? You're just not going. John give a shit what condition it's in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, it's on a beautiful piece of land.
Yeah, well, this land sucks. This place sucks.
Have you thought about just seller financing it to somebody?
Well, see, it all comes down to you mean like a rent to own kind of like, or something,
sort of like that. I just bought a house in Arizona with a lady. She owed $300,000 on her mortgage, and what we did is we just took over the responsibility of her mortgage. So we are now making a payment of like $1,900 a month, and we're just making it one of our Airbnbs. But there's somebody out there who wouldn't mind living in this property.
Well, I mean, the problem there is, like I said, there is a loan. If I was going to own or finance, wouldn't I have to? Well, where's the money coming from? Where's the 220?
Well, what we do for that. So her name was Ursil, that one in Arizona. Ursil was like, Mike, what happens if you don't make my mortgage payments? Then I said, well, you just get the property back. So pretty much what happens is we have some in our contract, we have it state that if we ever fail to make the mortgage payments of like 31 days late or something like that, then she just gets the property back, and then she's now back in charge. She's back of the owner of the property, and she just starts making the mortgage payments. But I don't know, there would be a little bit too much rehab for us to do that for this particular property. But with that being said, you could post it on Zillow and pretty much put it out to the marketplace as, hey, owner financing in place. They don't have to understand that there's a mortgage on the property or anything like that. You just let them know owner financing in place, the mortgage or the payment every single month is this. You know what I mean? I think that might be a way. And then you could maybe find a contractor or something who's going to put a little bit of love into the property and move their family in.
That's interesting you said that. Because, I mean, I would like to get something out of it on a monthly basis. For 220, I guess if I tied real estate taxes and insurance, which is probably another $500 or $600 into my mortgage payment, which is, was $1,000 right now, let's say, and so let's say it was, I could say 1,600, let's say, it's kind of like renting.
Yeah.
It's basically what you'd be paying for renting.
Exactly. That's how we look at it. We actually sell a lot of our properties this way. And we just keep the mortgage in place. And what happens is sometimes the homeowners stop making the payment, and then we just take the property back with the big down payment that they gave us, plus any repairs that they put into the property. So like, what did you say the mortgage payments?
Well, I'm just 220. So I mean, figure $600 for 100.
Yeah, you could charge.
So let's say it's 1,300. Let's say it's 13, something like that.
$1,300 a month PITI.
Yeah, well, 13, that's what it is. So I mean, I don't have the exact number in my head or anything, but 1,300 plus 400 for taxes plus 100 for insurance. So that's $1,800. See, the problem is, you said big payment, put down some money. What's that? Put down some money. Is that like first and last in security, or is that like, what I'm saying? Like,
it kind of depends on how you put it out to the marketplace. Like I said, for me, I don't think I'd be a good fit to do that here, because what we're looking at is how much money we got to put it into the property to get a renter in there, plus how much money we're going to make every month when we take one of these properties down this way. But we have sold them to buyers that are just going to live in the property, because there's buyers out there that can't go get a loan because, you know, they have a contracting job or something like that. You know what I mean? And they don't report all their cash. So what we do for those people is we say, hey, give us $20,000 down, right? The mortgage payment and taxes and insurance is $1,300 a month. Give us 20 grand down and $1,800 a month, right? And you now own this property. And if you're ever late on your payments, then I'm taking my damn property back. So
you actually go to, you know, you have it recorded, the deed, is there a deed?
yep. Yeah, they're now the owner. The mortgage is still in your name, but they're responsible for the mortgage payments. And if they ever miss the mortgage payments, then you just get the property back.
Okay, in other words, if they missed a payment to me or whatever, it was set up, there was a certain thing set up like 15 days or something, and 15 days late, then it can revert back, or there could be an eviction or whatever.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting. You know, that's a way to look at it too. That's interesting.
Yeah, because somebody's probably, think about it, somebody probably lives around Rentham who, you know, has a painting business or something like that, and they don't report all their taxes, but they want a new home for their family, and they have a decent amount of cash that they can put up front. That way, you know, you have some skin and they have some skin in the game.
Yeah, right.
And then from there, you just set everything up through a servicing company, and if they're ever late, the servicing company just lets you know, and you go ahead and foreclose on them and take the property back.
Interesting. All right. Well, maybe I'll think about looking into that a little bit or switch it around.
Yeah, just something to think about. And if you ever need help with it, feel free to give me a shout.
Okay, thanks. All right. Very good. Thank you.
For sure. What I'll do in the meantime is I'll go back to the team and figure out what our highest cash offer would be. But I'll tell you, it's not going to be around that 250, just for sake of letting you know.
Yeah, but you could do, well, I know, I was gonna say you could do the same thing, but you'd be bound if you bought it from me, because then you could do the same thing. You know, if let's say you bought it for 250, whatever, and you put, you know, 20 into it, and you didn't have to, yeah, but you'd have to do the septic, so I guess that wouldn't work. Okay.
Yeah, well, the thing that I was just talking about, where the mortgage stays in your name and somebody just takes the responsibility, we can help you facilitate that. We can kind of be like the middleman in it, and get everything done for you. If that's a route, let's just say, you know, 2 weeks goes by or a month goes by and you're like, hey, you know, nobody has came up to my number and I don't really want to rent this thing out, and it's something that you want to entertain, and we can help you facilitate everything. But and at least just test the marketplace out and see what happens.
How many times do you get stuff like that going on now?
So we do about 4 deals a month. Usually one of those deals are some sort of creative finance deal, like I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
And then all the other 3 are just regular cash deals.
Okay. All right. How much would you charge for something like that?
We would just have to figure out what the marketplace would tell us, right? So we got to see exactly what we could get for a down payment and what we would get for monthly, but you wouldn't charge it. I mean, we wouldn't charge you anything. We would charge the person buying the house from us. You see what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Well, very good. I appreciate that. I appreciate the info and the thought of it. And that's why you talk a little bit. That's right. Whether it's you talking to me or me talking to you, because you learn something new every day.
100%, bro. Trust me, I've learned some things on this call.
Me too. Thank you so much, bud.
All right, brother. Talk soon.
All right. Talk to you. Yep. Bye-bye.